Alright, we're gonna get settled in here and get started. Jump over to the game. So, Space Engineers today. We'll have to remember kind of what we did last time. Looks like we have uh, stand up. So, we have some deliveries to do. And we can clear that unidentified signal because we're not going to get to it. And last time we found. Second, let me check something here. Okay. A tad loud in my ears. There we go. Hopefully it's not, music isn't real loud, you guys. But, so, got some deliveries. We gotta finish building our ship here because we found some salvage over here that we want to collect. But there's gonna be more than we could probably fly reasonably. So, got our rover started. It's going to be fairly decent sized rover, good bit of storage. So hopefully we can finish getting that set up. I remember I put notes here, which is good because I don't remember what the notes were. Let's go grab this unknown signal. Sorry, I had to clear my throat there. So let's start with this. Get our unknown signal here. Let's go ahead and clear that off the HUD because we're not getting to it. Even if we were in space right now, we couldn't get to it. Most likely. Because we don't have jump drive. Oops. Badger suit. Now I gotta remember all my buttons because I haven't played Space Engineers for a week or two, so I've forgotten every button. How it all works.
Inventory full.
Oh shoot, inventory's full.
Inventory full.
That's mostly gonna be stuff we don't care about, so it's fine, they can stay there. Okay, so let's come back to base. Let's check our to-do lists. So we have, I guess, technically we have two of them. So we have this one, all right? Check on our missions, which we can do. Scout for pirate bases. OSHA review, we'll do that at the end if we build stuff. Maybe let's build a solar array. We need to get our salvage stuff. So, what did we put as our notes here? Oops. We said we want a remote block, our antennas, our lights, paint, a ladder, and an ore detector. Okay. Well, I think we're essentially done on the. We might build these out. Let's see if we can't build up some of these pieces. Make sure we don't have. Just want to make sure we didn't already have a bunch of stuff in our build planner. That would be frustrating. Remember, we spent a while building this cockpit, kind of custom cockpit, which hopefully works out and doesn't look too terrible. Let's just see what we can build up here with the scrap we got in our pockets. That's probably about everything. So let's dump the rest of this. We don't need it. Let's, while we're here, fill our hydrogen tanks up, because we will fly around and crash if we don't. Let's build up our connectors. Let's build up some of these. Okay. Get our engine built up here, which we may not run a whole lot, but we're essentially in a, you know, ice, what do I want to say, ice-filled environment. So it would almost be irresponsible to not have some hydrogen on this ship. We had 6 of those tanks, so let's see what we can get there. Got them all. We're kind of holding off on the battery until last. We got some hydrogen now. Let's do the wheels. 1, 2. Gets me 8. That's as much as I can hold in the planner, is 8 at one time. Go ahead and get these built up. I have to I always try to eat kind of before I start streaming. I may have to give myself a little more of a break between then. I tend to get a little congested. I think I had an apple and it kind of gets some junk going. Wheels. We're getting close to being able to drop it down. Okay. So that's kind of the frame that we got going, which is cool. Put a couple gyros inside. They're right there. Said we need some remote blocks. What did we say we needed? I've already forgotten. We said we needed antenna, remote blocks, ladder, or detector lights. Okay. I don't know that we can even. Yeah, I actually don't know where we'll fit a ladder, honestly. Now that I think about it, because oh, I need tier plate. That could be why. So we can put it there. That kind of looks goofy. Go there. That might not be bad. But let's hold off because we might put some blocks or something over these. Although I do like having access to them. We do need a remote block. Let's get a remote. We're also going to probably want some. Well, we have event controllers and timers inside. So yeah, we just need a remote block. Do we want to put a remote? Technically, we could set a remote block inside there as well. Put it like angle here. So put it like right there. But let's go to the passenger side because I want it onto the driver's side. Put it behind or put it like right there. Let's put it right there. We'll see if we can actually get it welded. Targeting it's going to be rough. Nope, never mind. I lied. Targeting it's going to be super easy. Okay. So for an antenna, let's grab. We could do another parabolic, but it's an odd symmetry. So it's going to always be a little off-centered, which isn't necessarily bad. So we can't put it forward of those because those panels are there. What if we did? This might be. That's too much. Oh, that was way too many things. Okay, let's. Drop all that back in there. Small one. Oh. Yeah, we'll see. I've grabbed too much of everything. Yeah. We also put a bunch of stuff in production that we probably didn't need to put in production, but it's all right. Got us a little antenna. You know, we could do something silly. Yeah. So we put it on a rotor, like have it spin, but I don't think that's necessary. So we got us an antenna. That's cool. Sticks out. We said we needed lights, paint, a ladder, and we're going to want to kind of build some. Let's get a bunch of steel plate. We did something like this. Kind of gives it like a backpacky feel. I almost want that up one. Does that look all right? Oops. Oops. There. Yeah, and then just do like a normal block. Yeah, I think that looks a little better. And we can do a similar kind of thing back here. Put it like maybe that wide. Just kind of fill these in a little bit. So we got kind of a backpack feel going. Or I guess not a backpack, it'd be a top hump. And then kind of feel like we need something over on these sides. Do I want to stick with the rounded? Good. Kind of got that feel. Out of steel plates. There we go. That should give us plenty now. Unless we do weird stuff like stack them when we don't need to. Okay. That's not terrible. Let's blocks right there. I think. I don't mind that it sticks out some, but I think it would be sticking out too far. Now I don't want to completely close these off, but let's kind of mirror what we did back there. Get some curves here. This is where we may end up not being able to use the ladder. But it's kind of a little big anyway, so it may not have worked. Okay. It's too bad there's not a cover or something. We could do I don't want to do a converter. I don't really want to cap because that won't open.
Energy low.
Maybe throw a frame in there and you could reach through the frame, but like that's going to look weird, I think. Let's see real quick. Let's just see how weird that looks. Yeah, maybe not. It does kind of... That's not bad. Kind of add some space so it doesn't look as sunken in. Do we not have everything for that? Do we not have tubes? Okay, that was weird. Okay. So now it's at least just not as sunken in. Gotta build up the batteries. Got an antenna. I don't think the ladder is going to work out. We got to throw some lights on. Let's grab some power. So also give us some hydrogen. Yep. Okay. Let's go ahead and get these batteries welded up. Why am I holding so much stuff? Oh, because I have a whole bunch of steel plates. That's why. Should I could cap that off. I feel like maybe I should do something here. So hang on, let's maybe throw some armor plate on these. Just kind of hide the conveyor ports a little bit. Because they don't need to be exposed. I mean, the tanks really shouldn't probably be exposed either, but this is not going to be a combat ship. This is purely a salvage recovery ship. Could put the little caps on. Can we put the little caps on those? I don't think we can. Let's see if we can find that again. Conveyor. So we got. Where's the small conveyor? Now I'm curious if we can. Let's. Oh, not going to be able to until we get the batteries done. Duh. Okay. We're also going to want to build a docking spot for this base. We're probably going to use the one on the side over by the cobalt mine, I think. But we'll see. Okay. So now grab a couple of these. Ban the bot. Okay. I don't know why I didn't think it would let us put both of those on there, but there's really no reason why it wouldn't have, I guess. Those are both connection points. There we go. Now these will leave open because it's kind of the point of the connectors to have connection points. I feel like those are standard. The panel? Is that the one that opens? Yeah, access panel. Oh, we can put an access panel on that. And that's kind of neat. Probably going to end up getting annoyed at it. We'll see here. It'd also be really neat if we could like control that some way. We'll see. But I do like that. I like the look. I like the way that's shaping up. Debating if I want to put something across the top here. I feel like it might need something, but I feel like maybe you already got too much on it. All right, so let's throw some lights on. Oh, hang on. I want something on the underside here. We probably should have like a skid plate of some kind. So like, I guess we could make it round. That look right? Yeah, I think it would. And let's just for the sake of ease, so we can work on this from underneath still. Place that. Let's put it right there. Let's actually put up the lock right there as well. I like that. Do that back here. We probably should, right? Essentially put a rear bumper on. Do we want it? I don't think we want 4 of those. If we did like right there. Looks a little weird with that block, but we have a curious. Hope this doesn't make the wheel fall off. We could just, that actually would be fine. There we go. That works. And I feel like we should have a little body between these wheels. So what if we did, if I don't want a full block, so what if we grabbed this block and did like a half block between them? Just kind of give the feel of a little structure. And it's going to be way easier to do this while it's up in the air still. Okay, let's do the same thing over here. There, there. Go. 5. Ooh. All right. Yeah, I think that gives us a look of like a chassis almost. I mean, I guess technically, then, if we really wanted to, could actually reinforce that. This does absolutely nothing structurally. Other than make it look like there's actually a bit of a chassis holding some of this stuff up. There. Behind the brush guard. There we go. And we may as well do it right back here. Just kind of getting it all evened out. There we go. That looks more like got a little kind of frame that it's all sitting on, like that. Looks good. Any other kind of, that right there needs something, maybe. That's just a weird kind of break. So what if we did? Yeah, that's not. Not that's not right. But I don't know what. That block's definitely not right. We don't want to just come up. Almost stuck having to use that, or maybe we set our spotlights on that. Maybe that's what we do. Let's get some lights and see if they make sense there. Oh, we also need an ore detector. Let's set that in our bar so we remember it. So, yes, we could put spotlights there. We could put searchlight there. Searchlight may not be a bad choice, because that would function almost like a camera. Put searchlights on each side. Okay. And then let's take this off so that we can set some lights in here. Let's do some big spotlights. And then maybe even do I wonder if there's Let's see how much those actually shine through when we actually know. Let's put them. Put them right there. Behind the brush guard. They should shine down. Yeah. Which would probably be better if they were. Yeah, we could do. Do those. Now we can really see in front of us. Make things brush guarded out. Let's throw some. Use interior lights here on the back. We'll use put some brake lights on there and there. And we'll also want. Let's think here. So we're gonna want some sort of light coming off of that. But brake light there, brake light there. Those we have the stuff for, so we can just weld them up. And then what if we put? That might be enough. We'll see. We don't need navigation lights on a rover, but kind of feels like we should, just for the sake of, I'll say continuity, but it's not really continuity, but we'll have those. And then yeah, let's try just that. Let's see if that's enough light. A couple of those. We'll see if this is not enough for nighttime driving. We'll figure something out. Okay, 1, 2 of those. 1, 2 of those. Get these welded up. Okay. So we got lights going. We're about out of hydrogen. I think we might just need to paint. So now the question is, what kind of paint job do we want on this? Let's grab the paint gun because I got a feeling we're gonna need it. Drop all this. Grab our paint gun. Paint. Let's go ahead and make some more paint. Just make all the paint. There we go. It's awesome we get to do this right as it's nighttime and snowing, so perfect. Make this way easier. But let's grab a block here. And I think
Energy low.
we'll also go get some energy first. I think we're going to kind of do a whole like undercolor, base color on this, and then we'll come back with the paint gun and get our highlights. Because really we want like what we want the chassis and that kind of stuff to be colored in because the cargo containers are going to be a big part of it, but those are easy to do with the paint gun. So let's see what do we want? Tattered armor's not bad. I don't think the dust armor's right for this. We could do frozen armor. Wood armor, hazard armor, and heavy rust. Glossy. I don't think what this would look like if we did everything in weldless. Eesh. Yeah, about that. Kind of makes that makes that look a little weird. Camo. Maybe. It's not sure. Woodland. War-torn? War-torn? Also, let me take my computer glasses on. I need to take those off because that really kind of changes the colors of things. And war-torn doesn't look right either. How about rusty? Actually, it was like a little less rusty. Maybe I could use that sparingly on like the kind of the brush guard here. Or just regular battered armor. That's not bad. And I could do rusty, but change the. Oh, actually, hang on. Let's do back to the battered armor, and let's make it a darker gray. Yeah, like that. Now let's come in here. Do like rusty armor. Do a lighter. What's weird is I think the heavy rust looks better than the rusty armor. Like that, and then I could do. Yeah, I think I like where this is headed. Just have to fix the one piece. Is there a... All right, so now let's grab the paint gun. Oh, come on. What are the... What are all the commands? Dang it. There. Shift right. Mouse button. Shift right. Okay. Go. This side. Take that block out. Okay, I think I like that. Let's do these. Right. Put that back. Okay, so the brush guard's going to look a little rusty. Okay, I think I like that. Chassis is what we got going. Is that that'll be that color. Let's chassis in the cab. I kind of want something different for the tank, the cargo. So let's look here. I think we're okay using battered armor, but let's go. We got green, we got red. I feel like yellow, maybe. Oh, except that's rust. No, I don't hate it, actually. I don't like the way it interacts with that, though. So, what if we... Can I... Battered. Yellow. Okay. That's a little better anyway, because... Yeah. Okay. And maybe we could throw some more of this yellow. Where could we put some more of that yellow to kind of help tie that together? Oh, we can't even paint the rims. Okay. A little more though, to kind of pull that yellow out. I feel like that's too much. Okay, that's not bad. Okay. Here we go with that. That's not too... It's a little dark, but I kind of think I'm okay with it. We could do the undersports technically, but I don't think I like that. I think I like the contrast of that the way it is better. Well, and we do the lights too. That might kind of be enough. Yeah. Okay, let's go with that. think I like that. Okay, let's drop our paint. Paint gun. We don't need it anymore. Now, I think we drop this to the ground. And hope for the best. Okay. Question, can we reach the seat? We can. Okay, so we don't need the ladder. Good. All right. I like it. I'm gonna need to fix some wheels and steering and stuff. And we need a name. It's a salvage. Could be a salvage vehicle. Could be a. What do we think? What do we think about when we see this? It's giving me like a turtle or a duck feel. Let's think about that. Let's fix the tires while we think about it. Wheels. The easiest way to figure out which wheel is which is probably to change the height offset. That's not it. Maybe the easiest way is to walk around with Build Vision and call this let's call this wheel front would be the left side. So front left. Front right. And because it's not a flying ship, we don't have to use port and starboard. Mid. Right. Rear. Right. Left. And mid left. Okay. So Now what we want to do is our so our front wheels. Yep, front wheels steer but do not brake, and they will propel us. And then our mid wheels get to steer and brake, but they only get to steer a little bit, 5%. And our rear, they do not steer, but they brake. Everything's going to propel us. And we want everything to be a height offset of 50. So we got like the most clearance, and then we probably want, let's up our strength on everything, because we're going to carry quite a bit. So that's going to kind of hold our suspension up. Power friction, I think that's all fine. Okay. So now let's drive this a little bit. What's going on? Oh, we're just too close. It's like, what is that? Jitteriness. It's killing me. Okay. Not too bad. Speed's not bad. We can always gyro if we really need to get some extra turn in there. Brake. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. So let's, like the lights. Lights are good. Let's maybe, now we will color these the same navigation kind of lights as we do the other stuff. So this is a left side light, which means it is red. Actually, those we will come in here and do, because if not, that's going to be a pain in the butt. Okay, interior. Nope. Nope. There we go. Red. Red for left. Red. Now, both of these don't need to be, they need to have a kind of a smaller radius. We don't need a lot of intensity, but we'll give them a little bit. Give them a little bit of glow. Okay. So then let's spin around to this side. Interior. These get to be green. Yep. And then pull out was 0.7, I remember. Intensity, I think it was like 1. There. And I already forgot what the radius was. Let's look. You know what? Let's make it 3 just for even numbers. So 3.7 and 1. 3.7 and 1. Okay. Right, like it. And let's do the same thing on these backlights, but we're going to make these yellow, even though they're brake lights. I said 3, not 1. 3. 7. There we go. So we got some brake lights. We might need to put an actual spotlight on the back, but we'll see. I like kind of what all the other lights are doing, so I'm just going to kind of leave them as they are. And because I can't think of any better name, let's go into the good old turtle duck. But that means that we get to yeah, it's a real shame that you can't close these. It could be neat if like we parked and they opened. Okay, we'll see here. We have to do something silly. Good old turtle duck. So let's get everything labeled. This is all the fun stuff. Tedious admin work, but it does make things better later down the road as you go to try to do stuff with ships. Particularly if you're going to have multiple ships, like so. In here, not a huge deal, but what happens once we get to space is like you're going to have, we may have like a main ship and we have a whole bunch of smaller ships docked off of it. If you don't do this kind of stuff, it's real hard sometimes to find the devices you're looking for, and or it's really easy to accidentally trigger the wrong actual like block to do something. I left the tanks intentionally. We're gonna go back because I want all of these named the same. Need them named differently. That. Okay. Let's PD wheels. And we're not going to do individual front rear backs on those groups. I think it's fine that way. These definitely need definitely be doing stuff with those. I don't really know that we need to lump in the cargo containers together. Could do the generators. Go to H2 generators. And we're going to actually just say we may do left and right on those, and I'd like to do left and right on those actually. So that's going to be, this should be left and this should be right. Because you can control them, and I want to make sure if I want to control something, I want to grab the one that I want correctly. That's a fight, and so is that. They don't need to be distinguished other than rear. This is left. This is this. Right. Okay. Engine. We're just gonna lump these together. Check our scopes. Do we want? That's fine. Event controller could be 3 and 4 because I don't know what we're going to event control yet. I would like the connectors and the cockpits left and righted. We don't care about batteries. We want to connect these together. TD batteries. Same with the automation blocks. I don't know what to do with them yet, so we'll leave them unnamed. So but now let's hide stuff. So we don't need to see the wheels individually anymore. At least not. So let's do that. Same with the spotlights. That. We don't need to see those. Actually, hang on. We do want. Let's grab just all of them. Come on, let's try that again. Grab all of them. There we go. Lights. Which I'm pretty sure if we just use the shortcut key, it'll take care of it, but we don't see any of these. The only ones we might want to see are the searchlights. So let's bring those back to the terminal. Actually, in the toolbar. Because we may actually want to interact with those. We don't really need to see the tanks individually anymore. I really don't want the inventory of them either. They can refill, but that's fine. We don't need to see the gyros individually. Don't need to see these individually. I would like to see them in the inventory though, so we can see if there's ice in them. You know what? Let's just name all of these cargo containers the same. I don't really care. And see them. Engine can stay, I think controllers can stay for right now. I need to rename those. I need to rename these to make sure I get the so I think I want both of them to be able to use the handbrake. Okay. But not park. We don't use P for park. We use handbrake. One of these gets to be main, but I gotta make sure I figure out which one's which first. Batteries, we don't need to see. And these panels we don't need to see. There's like nothing we can do with them. let's look at something real quick. Event controller. Altitude, angle, add remove, because we could like block integrity then probably. So they can't be turned on and off. They count as open doors? No. Yeah, okay. So it's weird that like they're blocks by name only, really. Like you can't do anything with them. So okay, let's rename the actually these. So connector 2 is connector here left. XU TD connector rear right. And then go to generator. This is our left one. Makes this our right one. None of it really matters, but have it. Okay. Cool. That's cockpit. Cockpit 2 is so cockpit 1. All the wrong buttons. Okay, cockpit driver. Passenger. That's our main. Okay. Okay, we don't know what we're doing. See that? Looks like, did I hide something accidentally now? Okay. So let's throw switch lock, handbrake, let's grab batteries, charge on off, there we go. Let's grab our hydrogen tanks, and let's do stockpile on off. Let's here, grab our engine on off. Let's grab I think that really will get us. So let's kind of head over this way, try not to fall in that hole. Let's see what we're going to need to do to be able to park this bad boy. The chances that this lines up, the height of this lines up. Oh, okay, we're getting real close to that hole, so we're going to have to. Well, that, and maybe actually drop. If we drop our wheelbase, we probably can. May still be able to. Let's just see. Can't work. Hey, we can. All right, so let's fill our hydrogen tanks. Batteries can recharge. Turn the engine off. Lights off. Look at that. Turn that. I was gonna say, I hope that didn't turn off all the lights for base. I don't think it does. Make sure our tell. See if our spotlight's still on. It is. Okay. So we're gonna let this kind of charge, but we need to figure out a better spot for it. I mean, it would also be cool if it had an underbelly. Oh no, no. I've got myself stuck. Oh, I don't want to grind blocks out. Come on. Dang it. That was dumb of me. I don't even know what block I can grind out. I don't understand what I'm stuck on. Okay. Let's cheat our way out of this. Let's go to air hauler. There we go. All right. Let's not do that again. But all right. So how do we? I said it would be nice if there was an undercarriage connector, but there isn't. So it's going to have to be something that we back into. Where do we want to put that? Technically, we wouldn't have to make it. We could build some sort of situation that raises, but that's a little too much. So let's see. I mean, we could just build it here. It's fine. Extend this out a little bit, maybe, so we can drive up. Or yeah, we don't want it on this side. Kind of don't want to cover up our cobalt mine, but we could move this engine. Actually, it doesn't need to be there. That was just an easy placement for it. We could put it up here even. Why don't we do that? Let's. We'll have to fix some. I have to fix some names, but that's okay. It's actually fine. Actually, no. Let's. It's kind of a shame that we can't put it like there. We can. We'll have to type that. Where else I'd rather put it? Just put it on top of the refinery. It's also a little weird. Nothing over here is... That's piped up, I guess. Put it like right there. But that's kind of odd that it were to be in the ground like that. I don't think I like that. That's too close to our ATM, so no. Alright, yeah, let's just set it right on top of here. Worst case, we have to move it again. It's not a big deal. What was this thing named? Base hydrogen engine. Okay. So if we name this base hydrogen engine, I think our timer blocks will still be okay. Let's see. Should have one for... Oh, not timer blocks, event. Wait, that block's not done? Base SR. So watch the base batteries. Off. Engine off. Okay. That must be the block right here. Okay, we'll just take that out. You know what we'll also do, just to keep us from falling in that hole right there, we'll put those in. Okay. So we need to expand this out so that this can drive up on it. Or technically back up on it. I guess we wouldn't have to. We could leave that. We just gotta... We're gonna have to cover this hole. Problem is, so what if we cover it with... this? Let's weld these up. And then let's put some... Let's grab some more block. We'll have to get real size blocks here in a second, but I want half blocks. Hopefully that doesn't screw our wheel up. There we go. So now I don't have to worry about falling in the hole. Put one there. Yeah, I can't place it because the truck's in the way. All right, let's pull the truck forward. Oh, yep, I was worried about that. Okay, and hopefully we. It'd help if batteries were on. Yep. So that's, we might use our event timer there. There we go. So now we can back up to that either side. Lock. Let's charge our batteries again. Make sure we didn't really damage anything, which we didn't. All right, so let's set up an event timer here. TD event controller. Actually, let's set a timer first. So we want scope actions. So this is going to essentially be like our park landing blocks that we did before, but we're going to trigger this on connecting or disconnecting of the connectors. But what we want is TD batteries. So we're going to recharge on. This is going to be our connect. And then we're going to want TD lights. Turn off. TD hydrogen tanks to stockpile on. And then we're going to want engine turn off. We never put our ore detector on here like we said we were going to do, so we need to get around to adding that. 2 generators. Turn them off. Antenna off. The gyros can stay on, that's fine. Okay. This is worked. Let's say connected. Connect. Let's call this disconnect. And what this is going to do is kind of the opposite. So batteries, auto, stockpile off, lights on. We're actually going to leave the generator off because we only want to run it only needs to run if and when we have ice. Antenna needs to turn back on. The engine can also stay off unless we need power. I don't want it running all the time. It's not necessary. That would just be kind of a burning the hydrogen that doesn't need to burn. So now we go TD event controller. Call this event controller. Event controller. Oh, hey, welcome in. Glad you're lurking. You're here for the ever exciting administrative tasks of setting up control functions. Although most of them are done. This is kind of the last little bit that we're going to do. And then we should be good to go. All right, so and I need to get better at saying names. So try the B. Welcome in. There we go. TD event controller. What do we say? Connected. There we go. So we want to monitor TD. Did we done that? Oh, we didn't make those a group yet. All right, so before we do that, we got to make these a group. Connectors. TD connectors. Now, say TD events. Now we can say connector connected. Connectors. So neither of those are connected. We're going to TD timer block. Connect. Trigger now. We're not connected. This could be we'll try this. So I'm concerned that it's not going to know what to do because one will be connected and one will not be connected. Let's see here. So what should happen is when I disconnect, my battery should switch over, lights should come on, all that fun stuff. Okay, good. Now when I reconnect, they should all turn off. Good. Okay, it's going to work. That's what I wanted. Yeah, so I didn't get to see this ship, but this is the new salvage ship, the Turtle Duck. We're going to use it. It's got a bunch of cargo to go collect all the salvage that we found, the wrecked ship that we found the other day. We built this almost explicitly just to go do that, but now we have a rover that actually drives correctly, opposed to the only other driving rover we've had, which was the survival pod that was awful. We did have to kind of cover up our little mine here so we don't drive into it, just because this is the most convenient connector to use, and I don't feel like that's what she said. So yeah, we're doing pretty good. I kind of want to also wait for the fog to clear before we go do that. So I think we're going to check out our missions and maybe go deliver that stuff. Update our board here because we built a salvage rover. Okay. So let's see what missions we have. Let's go ahead and just jump on our ship here so we can move stuff. So I saw 79 superconductors. And the air hauler. So let's move some of this stuff over because it shouldn't have anything in it. Cargo container. 79 superconductors. We got 80. 29. 274 large steel tubes. Except 4 large steel tubes. $87 magnesium powder. Oh. Oh, we're full. Well, this could be a problem. Oh, it's because the large steel tubes are so freaking heavy. Okay, let's... We might have to make 2 trips. Wasn't thinking about those tubes being so massive. Uh, 227 construction components. Obviously, I'm not used to having to think about massive things. Okay. 35 oxygen bottles, which are probably not made yet, so that's 35 detector components. Yeah, we have to make the oxygen bottles, but I want to make sure I turn off all my generators before I do that, because I don't want them to get filled with our precious ice. So the hydrogen bottles, 553 computers. Oh, so I ordered a webcam last night. Should be here next week sometime. We'll see as I get it set up how it looks and if how much we'll get into using it. But turn those off. Shoot. Should I turn off the hydrogen tank so that it doesn't? What was the standing hydrogen tank? Oh, maybe it is. All right, we're going to turn this off. We have to remember to turn that back on, though, because if not, we're going to not be able to fly anywhere. Those are all... Oh, that's the engine. Okay, good. Brain, like, short-circuited there for a second. We're going to turn these off as well. Have to remember to turn those back on. Sure, I got them all. Generator off, 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 off. Thanks. Turn that off. Please take off. Okay. So now we can come in here and make the 35 oxygen bottles and 30 hydrogen bottles. Five. Three. Yep, got the camera ordered. It's a Logitech 922C. It's kind of the standard entry level camera. I looked at a bunch of different ones, and it's kind of like I thought about getting a cheaper one, but the more I looked, it was like this is just what everyone has. Like there's a reason everyone has it. Like not just for streaming, but like that's just kind of the camera you get. So seemed like the right choice. Um, Still trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with art stuff. Like the Fiverr stuff is probably the right way, but I don't know what I want to do there because I tried messing with some more AI art stuff. It's just not doing what I want. So not sure yet, but I would kind of like to get something, I think. Okay, so we can start these inventory items over. Grab anything that's a bottle. Oh, it's like, why do I have so many extras? Can't count. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is correct because these are essentially an entire full load themselves. So we're going to have to do 2 trips to make this work. That's okay. We can do that. It's giving our rover a chance to charge up. Yeah, I think a big one is I got to figure out what kind of even color scheme I would like. I generally like greens, but I don't know if that will go together with the idea for the profile. But we'll see. Figure something out. Yeah, but yours at least looks like it looks neat. Like I think they are neat images. Yeah, that's part of my problem too, is I know I'm just gonna like I'm concerned that I'm not gonna be happy with anything that I pick. Uh and so there's part of me it's like I hate to bug some artist on Fiverr to do stuff and just constantly be like, man, can we change this? Can we change that? What about this? What about that? Um, Especially because I'm looking at the least expensive options. Um, if I was looking at something that was like several $100s, I'd be like, nah, never mind. Let's just keep doing it until it's exactly what I want. But it looks like you can kind of for about $50, you can get essentially all of the art stuff. So like scenes and frames. Some of them even have transition, aren't transitions, but alert notifications and stuff. So like it is possible to get something for $50 that would essentially be the entire extreme art stuff, banners and everything. Um, it's not terrible, but I don't know that I want to spend that much when I don't have a super solid idea on what I want it to be. Um, but it's also in the grand scheme of things, it's not like that's an insane amount of money. All right, so we'll grab our freebie stuff here. I'm also very cheap, so it's kind of a like It's like that's a lot of money for that. But at the same time, I understand it isn't a lot of money for that. Um, well, let me phrase that. It's not a lot of money for custom work to be done. It is a lot of money for a color swap of something in Canva that most of these people are using. Um, that's where it's kind of like, I feel like, I don't know. Is there anything like, ooh. I don't remember if we can make. I think gravity components take. I'm almost positive they take platinum. We don't have that, but I think on the salvage there was some platinum, or there were some gravity components. But I'm not sure, and I don't know if there's gonna be enough of them. I don't want to take that if we can't complete it. There's nothing here that's like. That's pretty good. All right, I'm gonna wait until we bring our second shipment over before we get new contracts. If not, I'm just gonna be constantly back and forthing it. I don't want to do that. There's data pads though. We don't need to buy another elite welder because we have elite tools for everything else. Ship right now. Let's go see if there's any free money up here. Oh, somebody had tooth fairy money. Tools. Tools. Okay. Down the hole. Alright, so we're gonna go. That's right. There's one in here too that I can sneakily grab. Flare gun. So let's fly back to base real quick. Pick up all those. That was the wrong button. There we go. Tried to hit Alt and hit my Windows key, and that takes me out of the game. Also, it was pointing the wrong direction. There we go. Yeah, we'll make one trip over and back, and then we're gonna go do some salvage. In our rover. And I'm gonna try to remember to drink more water today while I'm rambling. Because last night I kind of was real locked into the game playing Crab Champion, and I mostly stopped because I was starting to feel a little scratchy throat going on. Just too much talking, not enough water. But yeah, I ended up playing Crab Champion for 5 hours on stream. Took a little break because my throat, my eyes were getting a little tired, and then ended up staying up till like 2 a.m. I think I spent like another 2, maybe 3 hours. So I had a drink while I was streaming last night, and just didn't drink it. Had a cup of water sitting right here. I will say I don't feel. I did try, and I'm not alone in that kind of situation. A lot of people I've watched actually have like little alert things you can do. You can spend your channel points, the free ones, to like do little alerts and stuff and emote and whatnot. And a lot of them are like hydrate, to just remind you to drink water. Like it's a very common one. Like, I'd be surprised if there's not a like generic emote for it. Okay, back on the base. How many? 274. Let's grab those. Container. 74. Oh, we can't even grab all of those. That's wild. We can't put them into connectors though. So we need 11 more. Okay. So in reality, this ship really isn't even sufficient to finish this contract. I also apparently turned off my Did I lose that contract somehow? Huh? Like there should be a marker that says, deliver things here. And we know that the base is over here, but it's weird. Unless it just disappeared, which would be kind of funny. Nope, there's the beacon. I guess it is possible for these things to time out, but I've never had it happen, and it seems like it has to be like a long wait. I also have to keep reminding myself that because this mic is not very sensitive, I actually can get away with drinking without being heard, which kind of does help the whole like, let's just go ahead and take a drink from my can situation. You don't have to worry about muting and unmuting, all that stuff. Yeah, it probably wouldn't even be that bad anyway, but yeah, if we can avoid it. The ship is handling really weird. Like it shouldn't be that heavy from those pipes. Uh, you've put a bunch of filters on yours, um, so you probably can't hear yourself drinking. Like my other mic, um, with the filters, I couldn't hear myself drink either, really. I just had to be careful I didn't take like really weird, big, gulpy drinks. As long as I acted like somebody that knew how to drink water, I was all right. All right, so let's pick up some new contracts here. But yeah, this one, don't worry about it. Well, I still have to, try to not be weird about it. But accept silicon, make solar panels. Got plenty of cobalt. You can always get more silver. It's easy, or easy, bulk capacity. Motors. It's a lot of motors, but we can make them. Should have checked the gravity components while we're back at the base. And we can do more oxygen bottles. Yeah, I mean, I know I'm normally not that weird or awkward, so it would be a big surprise if I did something that was, but every now and then there's that concern. I'm actually, honestly, kind of the thing I was most concerned about was my inability to speak clearly. I tend to, mumble and talk under my breath a lot. I was worried that I would be doing that too much and nothing would get picked up. But I think I've done okay with that so far. There's probably been some under my breath comments that it would be better if they didn't get picked up, but that's fine too. All right, so we're gonna go back to base, hop in the rover, drive over to the salvage spot, and start doing some salvage work. And we'll see if it's going to be awful doing it by hand. We might even figure out a way to throw a grinder on the rover, and that might help speed that up. But salvage also not an overly entertaining process. That's where, like, kind of playing through Space Engineers may not be super stream friendly in that regard, just because there's a lot of stuff that just takes a while. You can kind of speed stuff up sometimes, but just building and tearing down and designing kind of is go too fast. It's something that just takes some time. Yeah, that's like this whole game is just building. There are like small amounts of combat, but that is just like incidentals. It is not the intent of the game, really. Okay, so there, let's. We got to turn all our tanks back on. Almost forgot. Luckily, I thought to get. I need to get hydrogen, or I would have forgot to do this. All the tanks can go back on. And the base O2 generators can be on. And the other ones can be off. Okay. May need to start getting some ice too. Well, I think that's kind of where like that's where the talking comes in of, and this is what we're doing, this is why we're doing it. So let's unlock. I also lied because I have a bunch of stuff on me that I want to put in the base. I don't need to take that with me. So we don't need these components. Any of that. And I forgot to fill my bottle up. And then I want to put these. Let's just put them right in here. Put these data pads somewhere so we can come back and get them, because those are going to be all like markers. And that I might do after I cut stream today. Just make sure those aren't duplicates, or if they are, get them marked on the map. Those give us locations of like other bases and whatnot. Okay. So now this drive will take a little bit because we can't go as fast on the ground. But it's not a bad drive. Does it say? No. So if it says, if you see it saying I'm playing Crab Champions, you may need to refresh something. I set it to Space Engineers, and it's showing Space Engineers on my side. That can matter if it is wrong. We don't want to be listed in the wrong category. Let's see here if I can. Everything on my side says that it's Space Engineers. Okay, good. No, that's a good catch, because that is very easy. It is easy for that to happen. And granted, I don't think Twitch really cares for, like someone like me who is not streaming to very many people, but like the big creators, they do kind of get on them, from what I understand, for being in the wrong categories. Because there are some people who will claim to be in a category just because it's a more popular one, so more people see them, even if that's not what they're actually doing. Or I think there were some issues where like people were having just chatting streams, but they were saying they were playing games, and in certain games, if someone would go over there thinking they're getting set up or whatever to, oh, we got some air to play, and they just would never get around to playing. So I guess false advertisement kind of stuff. Now we need to be careful, because I used my mulligan already when we crashed our flying ship, because we weren't paying attention and ran into the mountainside. So if I wreck this, I don't get to just save scum it. I gotta fix it and like figure that out. So let's maybe not ramp over these mountains. It's driving nice. So I'm happy with that so far. And this is not a bad area to drive to. Although we are going to have to cut over here at some point, because we're on the wrong side of the slope. Oh, let's go back a little bit. I guess I could. Let's go back and get on that side of the slope. Or I guess be on that side of the ravine. mean, technically we could jump the ravine probably, but that's not a great choice. Oh, we got the little crevices. But what is bouncing around? Oh. Okay. Let's here. Let's maybe go up this way. And see if we have any trouble. Cut right there on the left. Here. So we explored this the last time. Oh, no, no, oh, that was too fast, going sideways. So we explored this kind of thing last time. Lots of good scrap on it. There's no guns. We did find a. Alright, let's handbrake. Parked. We're slowly moving. Slightly concerning. Hopefully we don't like roll down the hill. But yeah, so let's kind of go back in here and take stock of what's available to us and what we might want to salvage or pull out of here. And so we got some materials here. Let's go ahead and grab that stuff. That's the easy answer. Let's open our door, throw that in there. This will take us a couple trips, but that's okay. And I might do is kind of get the brunt of this, and then I might come back, like say off stream, and grind all the steel plate and stuff out of it, just because that will take forever. It's not interesting to watch, but I do want to get some of it. That's salvaging this stuff was kind of part of the plan. Is there any more inventory anywhere? So it's not showing any other cargo. So what I would like to get though are like, there's a couple. There's going to be some blocks with like some good equipment like this with the radio conductors. Or the radio computers like that. Those are good blocks to have. We're stuck again. Let's take that door out. There we go. Unstuck. Detector components are good to have. Jump out over here. I haven't been on Core Keeper for a while. Probably should make sure it's updated first off. That's right, this had a big jump drive in it. That was the big one we wanted. Have you played it since the update?
Inventory full.
Not yet. you have to look. I
Inventory
kind of
full.
see what the update was even about. I feel like I always have so too many things to play
Inventory full.
and not the time to play them. So I'd still want to get finished
Inventory
with
full.
the Brotato achievements. I ran a couple of them just kind of off stream, but it would be cool to get the rest of those.
Inventory
Finished.
full.
So basically, I got to run the Abyss stuff, but I've, realistically, I'd like to, do all the D5 runs with them, but that's gonna actually take even longer. Right now, it's just like D1s. So it's probably like the same ones I have. So you have to finish an Abyss run with every character. So that's like a bunch. Um, yeah. So don't be surprised if that's, all of the achievements. There's a little bit of hydrogen in that. I'm already full. I don't think we're good. That's see a little bit. That's actually a lot. 11% in one of those is quite a bit. We may have to figure something out for that. Um, yeah. So that might take you a little bit to get through all that.
Inventory
Some
full.
upgrades would be nice. Then I've got Monster Hunter to keep making fun of. Uh,
Inventory full.
it's like I want to. There's cool things in Monster Hunter, and I'm like, I'd like to do these cool things, but
Inventory full.
I don't know. I also thought it might be neat because it's like a new popular game or more popular
Inventory
game.
full.
I normally play stuff. I hardly ever play stuff like new when it's releasing. I'm usually like
Inventory full.
years after the fact playing. You know what I should do? Can I do this? Okay, hang on. We're gonna kind of make this not as miserable. I wasn't gonna do this until later, but we should be able to bump our inventory size. I'm okay with the grinder speed. I kind of forgot that I had like the small inventory. Let's see if this helps. Because some of these large grid blocks would just take forever. Like if we grind down having to grind down the jump drive that's in that ship will take an awful amount of trips. Uh, but yeah, so I got uh, playing Space Invaders. I like this. This is fun. Uh, Monster Hunter. I would like to. Yeah, it's way better. So we went from 1,200 to 4,000. So that'll help. Uh, but I want to play more of this, kind of get further into the universe. Um, then Monster Hunter, get further in that. I'm enjoying Crab Champions. Uh, Similarly to Brotato, it's going to have like, you know, finish runs with each of the different weapon types. Uh, and then probably, I'll want to do the same thing on like the hard mode because right now I'm running on normal. Um, so it there's definitely something there. And the one run that I did, actually, the first run that I fully finished last night and I looped back through, I ran it for like 2 hours for one run. So they can definitely take some time if you let them. But and it was easy for that one to like felt good to continue to run that one because like I was doing a lot. I was winning. Uh, Felt super powerful. Uh, so it's like, yeah, let's just keep going. Felt immortal. But it's definitely very much yeah, it was crazy to play. Uh I think I kind of said this when I was playing. It was like, when you watch like games that are like, crazy stuff going on screen, like it's a lot of times it's really hard to keep up with what's going on just because you're not in control. So like it's hard to keep track of, where you should be looking at and whatnot. Uh I had no idea what was going on for a lot of that stream just because like it was wild. It's like the screen was just full of everything. Um, so yeah, which is also like may make that not a great stream game, uh, just because watching chaos. But there might be ways to make it better. Do like I don't say challenge runs, but limit some stuff that could maybe make it more interesting to watch and more like possible to watch.
Inventory full.
Yeah, it was.
Inventory full.
I was enjoying myself, unlocking weapons and stuff. And I, because I ran one, pretty far like that, I probably have a lot of the
Energy low.
weapons unlocked at this point because I can. I got all the keys that you use to unlock stuff because I ran through so many different levels. Let's grab some power here. Check on the inventory. How we do it? That one's full. That one's full. That one's full. It's just starting to get full. So let's take this jump drive out, and that might fill our whole ship up, maybe.
Inventory full.
Now driving this back is going to be nerve-wracking because we're going to be so heavy, it's going to be real easy to wreck. And I'm probably also going to come back and clean this up in the admin menu because there's going to be stuff underneath these blocks, underneath the ground here that can't really see. Nice. Ore detector. Oh, that's right. We need to put an ore detector on this ship. Let's see if we can. I mean, we should be able to. We got plenty of parts. Yeah, let's just set it like right in there. I forgot we wanted to do that earlier. There we go. And before we forget, let's do all the admin work on it. Yep. On block. TD forward detector. Doesn't be the toolbar, but does needs to be the toolbar. Item terminal. It can be on. That's fine. Broadcast. Okay. And then let's do block. Connect. 1, 2. Toggle off. Disconnect. We can turn it back on. Okay. Go. That way, as we're driving around, if we see any fancy ores that we might want or need, we can mark them. So let's check here again. Okay, we're full. We're throwing stuff in the connectors even. So let's. So we do have to think though. Got to figure out a way to get that back, or at least get the hydrogen out of it, because I don't need it, but that's a lot of hydrogen. 12% doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a pretty big tank. That's quite a bit. There's, what is that? Almost 2 million liters, 1.7, 1.8 million liters. I have 6 small tanks on this ship. And they each hold 15,000 liters. So like that tank is massive compared to what my ship can hold, or what my little rover can hold. So we'd like to get those, and it wouldn't be bad to pull that battery. Although again, we don't need it, but it feels bad not getting it. You know what I mean? Of course, I have a problem with this kind of stuff. It's the reason I had trouble playing like Skyrim, because I would steal every fork, bowl, cup, whatever in a town because I needed everything. Must scavenge all the stuff. So you do this right here. We can make all the steel plate we want. We have tons of ore. We're sitting directly on top of an iron deposit. But this is here. It's free for the taking. We're just being environmentally conscious by recycling all this stuff. It's good for the galaxy if we do this. Okay, let's just grab this. All right, let's drive back. This could be dangerous. So parking brake. First off, let's check our suspension. Not bad, but we upped the power on the suspension already, but or the strength. Sorry, I'm gonna just a little more so we don't ride low. No riding dirty. All right, handbrake off. Okay. Okay. Once we get onto the flats, it's not going to be a big deal. But these hills could be treacherous. Let's even take the safe snow path down here. Well, I mean, in Elder Scrolls, I would get caught, and then I'd just have to like take out the whole town's worth of people. I remember I was playing Morrowind. I do need to get better, yes. I was real mad. I was playing Morrowind, and I'd like went and zoom out. Um, I found some keep or something that I stole everything from, but it was abandoned. And anyway, picked up some armor, and it was like the same as like the guards in town. Like, oh sweet, I have some cool armor. I made the mistake of wearing it into the town, and they never forgave me for that. Like, I didn't even kill any guards to get it. I found this, and I was just like forever no longer welcome in that place, which was pretty annoying. Like, I understood if I attacked the guards, but I didn't. Go pretty good. The rover's performing pretty well. Pretty happy with this. Really sketchy times were because of my driving. Now we can speed it up. Just make sure now that we don't turn fast. If we turn real fast now, we'll roll. So we're gonna go drop all this stuff off. Then we'll make one more trip up to the salvage. See what we can get off of it. I don't think there's a whole lot left as far as good stuff, but we'll see. Time for a drink. See, this is another game though that I can like sit and play for hours. It's been 2.5 hours, and it doesn't feel like that at all to me. I feel the full 3 hours of Monster Hunter or whatever. And honestly, even like Potato, uh, about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours feels like a good bit, unless the runs are going just like super well. So let's swing wide here. Back in. A little bit. Actually, let's just line with the lightning deterrent there. Pretty close here. Close enough. All right, so boom, all of our batteries do everything they're supposed to do. Awesome. Let's unload all of this stuff. If we're lucky, we'll fill like a whole carton container. That'd be kind of neat. So the big stuff are these superconductors, these metal grids. Like those are pretty valuable. These gravity components are very valuable. These battery cores are not as valuable, but they're heavy. Like they are a pain in the butt if you don't have them. Right, we got tons of space. Processing that cobalt that we pulled. Okay. Let's go ahead and unlock. Let's run back up. Oh, hang on. I got a bunch of stuff on me too. Oh, no, no. Don't get run over by the truck. This is why you don't just jump out of vehicles. Probably shouldn't do that anywhere, in game or out of game. Don't jump out of moving vehicles. It's a good safety warning for like every stage of life. All right, let's book it back over to here. Yeah, so that one trip with 40,000 liters worth of stuff, or a little more, would have taken 4 trips in our flyer. Then it has the 1 cargo container, so it's a little slower to drive over and back, but way faster than making all those trips. Plus, the flying ships are a little, although that one had plenty of power because we filled it up when we did our inventory run, so that's not an issue, but they can be a little squirrelier when they're weighted down. But I think I'd like to do this, finish all the good stuff up out of this, and then either we'll see what's left. I'll either just delete it out so it's not on our map anymore, or come back later and grind everything down. But I'd like to build a solar array, like a self-tracking sun tracking solar array. Power's pretty good for us, so it's not a big deal, but it'd be good, nice to have. And then at some point, I really got to start thinking about how we're going to get off this planet. Because we're supposed to be exploring the galaxy. So far, we've explored the North Pole of this planet. I guess it could be South Pole. I don't really know. We're at one of the poles. But we actually will probably need. I'm thinking. Part of the reason thing about trying to salvage that hydrogen tank is we're going to need a lot of hydrogen to get off planet. Because that's the only way to actually do it. we have we have the atmospheric thrusters. We have hydrogen thrusters. The atmospherics are great if you're within atmosphere. If you have air and stuff, they basically just big fans. They do pretty good. But you can only take them so high before they stop functioning. So you have to use hydrogen to get off planet. Then when you get to space, you can use hydrogen to move around, but uh, we really want to get ion thrusters in space to carry us around up in space. So those require platinum. They only work in space; they don't work on the ground. So a lot of options. Hang on, let's look. Let's use this battery real quick. Let's see what is still connected here. AI block, armory, beds, hydrogen tank. Okay, so yeah, there's nothing like super awesome. This cargo container has some materials, but there's nothing like I said, the jump drive was the find. That was the big one. That kind of is getting a jump drive. Getting to space is like one big task. Getting a jump drive once you're in space is kind of the next big hurdle in game. Because things are so far away. Like I said before, like um, you can, I can probably get to the Earth's moon without a jump drive. That shouldn't be a big deal. But we're getting nowhere else without a jump drive. Turrets? I don't. Oh, you mean the okay. They look like I think I know what you're talking about. So they don't actually shoot things, but if you let them live long enough, they will summon like uh the like bigger aliens, I think is what we talked about. Are they like the like capsule-y looking things? They are like blue and red. Yeah. So
Inventory full.
if you don't destroy those things, they will essentially summon uh some big aliens like there's like a multi snake headed looking one, um another one I think, but they shoot stuff at you like they're a big pain in the butt, so you want to like try to clear those things out as soon as you can. Yeah, so there are also like eggs, like legit eggs in the crash zone. um they just kind of look like little nubbies, um and they also summon stuff. They summon smaller things. The bigger machine looking ones summon like the big aliens. They're like I don't say elites, but they're kind of, that level. So yeah, you want to try to clear those things out as soon as you can because those guys can be kind of a pain in the butt to deal with. Uh, yeah, they probably weren't shooting at you, but by the time those things show up, there are so many other things that shoot at you. Uh, I keeping track of what is shooting is kind of, you know, a nightmare. I gotta think about what I'm gonna do with this hydrogen tank. So I'm gonna kind of let it chill for a little bit. Similar to this battery. I'm gonna let it kind of hang out. We're gonna take everything else out. Or if I decide to do something cool with it, we can do that on stream. If I decide that
Inventory full.
I'm not gonna do something cool, which is kind of leaning towards. We have tons of ice. We have tons of battery. Like, we don't really need the power on planet. If we were in space, that'd be different. Oops. Good old space engineers. This is listed as a station, so it's suspended. You can lock stuff kind of in space by making it a station. Sorry about this, buddy. There's no real good way to bury you. So instead, we will maybe just Soylent Green you. There you go. And yep, Potato's another one of those games that has multiplayer.
Energy low.
No, screw it. Let's just. We're here. Let's just take this stuff.
Inventory full.
We don't need it. Yeah. Now, the annoying part is there are blocks stuck under the ground here. And I'm not going to try to dig them up because they're definitely not worth it. Just maybe come back to those in an admin menu. Actually, yeah, let me. We're going to kind of figure this stuff out. We're going to just remove some junk while we're here. So like that's just some piece. So we can see these are pieces that are stuck under the terrain. And we're never going to get to them. If we don't remove them, I don't think it's possible for them to stay. So basically anything that's just close to us. None of this is all just small pieces. So if we really want to cheat though, we can jump to like other stuff. So we could peek on this massive ship that we could potentially go to, but that's kind of. I only like to cheat so much. Now, make our way back to base. Yep, we're still going real fast there. Also, I have no clue how my weight is distributed, so that can make a difference. Alright, so we're going to go offload stuff. Then we're going to build a solar array because I want to. Carried away. Plus, solar array has been on our list of things for a while. We're getting a little rambunctious here, taking these hills a little fast. There we go. Also, just realized I don't think I answered your question correctly, or maybe I didn't even at all. So yeah, the little nubby eggs in the crash zone that turn into the big-headed eyeball monster things. Yeah, that's very similar to what those machine-looking turrety things are doing, except the enemies are bigger and actually a lot more dangerous than the ones that come from the eggs. All right, back to base. Lined up here. There we go. Oh, yes. There we go. And locked. Oops, wrong one. Locked. Let's move everything over. Just so it's all in one place. All right, so we got a lot of material out of that. So I think I'm gonna actually remove this decoy. And we're gonna build our solar array right off this line. Let's go ahead and build that up. And let's use there are some like round block that I would like to use. These trusses, no, this interior plate. Okay. Let's grab a whole bunch of interior plate. And we're going to build it fairly high up. That'll be high enough, I think. Let's build these up while we're thinking about it. And then I gotta remember, we want a rotor and then a hinge. Should do this stuff right away. Start with a rotor. Put a hinge. Weld all this stuff up. We also need to get some more ice here sometime, which we'll use the big drill for. Okay, so now let's come down and grab a bunch of steel plate. So we're going to make a cross beam, essentially. Oh wait, we have steel plate. Let's do that, and then let's do half panels off of it. So that. That, and then one, two, three, four. I don't know how big we're going to need to make this, but I'll do that big. Okay. So basically, we're just going to making the cross beams to hold our solar panels. Just go here, get some more plate. Need. Might go back in we load in again, change inventory back a little bit, because running 10x inventory is a lot of stuff. Really does kind of, although maybe it doesn't matter. Need to make solar. We're going to do this with pluggable panels. Not that it really matters; they're all the same. We don't have any solar cells. We need some for need some for our missions, acquisition mission anyway. So let's just make like 200 of them. But so let's think, how do we want to lay these guys out? Four. Steel plate. Okay. I have plenty of steel plate. We had a bunch of it on us too, and I dropped it all. Two. Come on, you can do it. Two. Now let's go for these corner pieces. One there. There's not a corner, half pieces. Great slope. Go. Right slope there. Left slope here. Here slope, there slope, everywhere slope, slope. Slant. Left slope. There we go. Now we need camera. Okay. Shouldn't need anything else up here. Might. Just for safety's sake. But put lights there. Or do we want corner light would do what we want. It's not accurate. Yeah, we'll worry about that later. We got a bunch of panels to make. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This well up. This is getting close. We don't need a welding ship for this. This isn't bad. This will only take a couple of trips. Partly because we cheated our pockets into having so much storage, because this would have been a pain. Use all the solar cells? Did? Okay. Not anymore. But when we decide, depending on how big we decide to make our escape ship, we might have to build a ship to build our ship, basically. This would also be, I said, if we hadn't have upgraded our pockets to hold so much more stuff, this would have been kind of a nightmare. It still needs panels. Okay. So I know I made enough. gonna work because we need to select it first. Get it added. Now we can build it. Okay, cool. Now let's come over here. Sit in our seat. We need to spell solar, right? We named our thing base, didn't we? Base, yeah. Where? Base. Solar panel. So let's just. That was not what I was supposed to do. Try that again. Base. Control copy. Control paste. There we go. Rename all of these. Let's call these base, solar panel, slope. I don't care which side. But that way we know that they're essentially half panels. So they will be getting less, generating less power. We see them doing that, we know why. Hope I didn't copy that name correctly. All right. Now let's group all of these because we want to treat them all the same. Base, solar, array, panels. Okay. So now let's go to camera. Build camera. This is called base camera. Base solar array camera. Also built a rotor. This is base solar array rotor. Also built a hinge. This is base solar hinge. And then we need a custom turret controller. It's going to be base solar array controller. Okay. So now what we say is we can give it a rotor, and that should be the solar base rotor. The elevation should be the solar array hinge. There we go. Then the camera is the base solar array camera. All that stuff is fine. Hopefully. We may have to limit the. No, we don't have to limit the hinge because it'll never be too far. So good. Aim at the sun. Whoa. Move fast. That's okay. Okay. So we're always aiming at the sun. I think that's all going to work. We don't need any setup actions. Okay. can do solar. Let's essentially hide these. Yeah, that'll work. And because these are colorable panels, we can change the color. So we should make them blue. And let's make them let's maybe. I don't know if the pattern's really going to matter a whole lot for these. There we go. We've got us a big old solar panel that is actually collecting a bunch of light right now somehow. I won't question it, but I don't see the sun, so I really think it should be all green like that, but sure, why not? All right. I like it. I like it. Might be time to weld this all up. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. All right, let's update our list. Collected salvage. Cleaned all that up. Greater solar array. Yeah, what we didn't do is, how's our OSHA compliance on this? Can we put... Let's put some, grab some material. Oops. That's not what that was supposed to do. That's what we're supposed to do. Put some ladders like this so that, you know, we can get up here to work on it if we need to. We should put, I don't think they should be on the rotor. Okay. So technically we could climb all the way up there if we wanted to. Another thing that could be neat. I don't know, are they called neon tubes? Yeah. We could essentially put a conduit up the side here. There's there. There we go. So now we have power. I think we can. I want to say we can control these, but I've never attempted it. I don't normally use them, but let's see if we can. Because if we can, it might be neat to like set them to do certain things at certain times. Neon tubes. Oh, okay, never mind. They don't. I thought we could. Maybe we can paint them to change the color. Maybe that's the only thing we can do. Okay, never mind then. I thought you could like configure these to do something, but I guess not. We'll just keep them like that then. I like that. Okay, so we got that. Let's check our mission stuff. So we're gonna have to produce some things. Let's put all that stuff back in. And let's refresh our hydrogen tanks while we're in there. Let's add an item to our list. Decide how we're going to do this, but get ice. I think we're going to use the big drill probably, but we might take the mining ship out, get a load or two of ice. Just depends. But all right, I'm going to do our mission stuff here. So let's start loading up the flyers. We need 17 solar cells. We should have plenty now because we made a bunch. Okay. $202 construction components. I really wish there was like an easier, better way to check this stuff or pull it from your inventory. 248 glass. Oh, we don't have 248 glass. So let's just go ahead and make 200. Yeah, make 300. We got 248 of those. 968 motors. That's kind of heavy. I'm pretty sure I don't have. Oh. I don't think we can carry 968. We can't. Okay. Oh, we can because we can throw them in the connectors, but I have other stuff to carry, so it's probably best. Again, we just make a second trip for those. Okay. So let's grab 26 silicon. And then 487 cobalt. Button. Seven. $358 silver. We have 11 silver. No, never mind. It was just all sitting in the refinery. Okay. I'll grab that by hand. 25 oxygen bottles. So similar to what we did before. I'm just gonna turn those off so we don't use any of our ice. 35, 25. Okay. And then make a little bit of iron ore. Come over here and we'll grab that by hand. Really don't need that much. Like 200 and some. That's, yeah, a ton. I can drop the rest of it. Actually, let's throw it. Flat. Now I have way more than I need, but it's easier than doing math. We'll just drop the rest of it when we get back. We need 25 oxygen bottles. Yep. Okay. Let's take off. Avoid our solar panel. Don't hit the trees. Alright. So we're gonna make this delivery, get back to base. I'm gonna kind of clear up my inventory, clean up, and I think we might finish up. I'm actually getting hungry. I had a little bit of lunch. Didn't have a very big lunch. And building on an empty stomach is just lots of dangers there. Just asking for trouble. So we'll maybe wrap this up. Probably no streaming tomorrow night. Just getting home from work and getting dinner and stuff tends to kind of chew up the evening. Plus, I think I probably need to go to the grocery. That would probably be a good thing to do. And then the rest of the week we'll kind of be playing it by ear. Most likely do some Monster Hunter at some point until I get really annoyed with it. Lights were on my ship. I wondered why it was so dark. Yeah, my navigation lights are on. That's all that matters. But yeah, I'll probably do some Monster Hunter. Maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. See how we feel. Maybe I gotta be careful with doing Crab Champion apparently on work nights because I probably shouldn't stay up till 2 a.m. week, so that might have to be a weekend only kind of game. I apparently don't have any self-control. I thought I was better than that, but I'm not. So Monster Hunter. I feel like Monster Hunter and Brotato are weekday games. And Crab Champion and Space Engineers for me are weekend games at this point. Because I will make bad decisions. Brotato, I can, if I get kind of stuck in a run, I can also catch myself going real long on, but it doesn't seem as bad. About that, so hopefully it. What? Oh, that's inventory. That's why. But yeah, that's kind of the thing right now. That's the plans vaguely. I don't want to be kind of in the middle of too many games. Honestly, that's generally not a successful strategy. But who knows? And then we'll see what happens with the see what happens with the webcam. That might change plans as well. Who knows? Might take an evening trying to set it up. But yeah, go for sale. No, not really. Let's see if we can steal some more stuff. Flares. Oh, good pistol. I already have one, but it's good to have an extra. Oh. Let's get out of here. Get back to base. Yeah, I think I think I do pretty good at understanding when I have what I have willpower over and what I don't. Because there are definitely some things that I do not do well with. Some stuff I do okay with. All right, we're gonna be dangerous. Be in our menus for a second while we're flying. Delete that. Salvage out. We don't need it anymore. Yeah, I think kind of part of the draw of pulling more people in will be if I get a cam, if I get some artwork, and then I got to figure out the niche that I'm in. I kind of was hoping that Monster Hunter would be a little more popular, just more people in general, but it's probably a situation where there are too many people, so you're never gonna get seen there unless you're already kind of in that world. Crab Champion has very few people overall, so chances of getting spotted are pretty low. Brotato is not a huge category. Space Engineers actually is a good bit bigger than it, but there's already some. But it doesn't seem to be a lot of people on my stream. What's weird when I look at the statistics of that Twitch gives me of the games I play, it shows the biggest. I don't say popular times, but the most watch times are all like 5 a.m. Like those are when the most people are on these games, which I don't understand how it's all of them for all 5 a.m. I thought maybe it was a time zone thing, but it says it's Eastern time zone that it's talking about, uh, which is wild to me. I don't know who is actually watching all this Twitch at 5 in the morning, but apparently somebody is. Yeah. Well, and I thought, okay, well, maybe I can understand time zones, right? So, like, East Coast versus West Coast, like, I get that that's going to make some difference, but I'm like, those times are still too far apart for it to be that. Because, like, I would expect prime times to be, in the evenings. Um, so it's like it's not even a full 12-hour difference. I don't even know like what time zone they would be in. I mean, I went to look it up and see like who are these people that are uh, watching Twitch at 5 a.m. Or it's people just like waking up for work, just turn on Twitch, and just never turned off or something. I don't know. Let's throw extra weapons in there. All right. Well, I made it 3.5 hours. That's not bad. So I think I'm starting to get a little hungry. That's probably a good time to take a break. Appreciate you hanging out with me and chatting. Appreciate anybody else that kind of stopped in and out. But yeah, we'll keep playing some stuff throughout the week until we stream again. Talk to you later.